How does sparring differ between Yoshikai and some other styles?
Yoshikai, like I said, was designed to be offensive and powerful. Yamamoto Sensei, when we spar full contact without safety equipment. Because in Japan, it's called actual fighting karate. Because it separates a technique that really works against one that, say, I could have done this to you. Don't tell me you could have. If you say you could have rocked me, you need to really rock me. Don't say you could have. Otherwise, I don't know. So, for example, sparring, you'll see kids 18 and under have to have safety equipment because their bodies are not developed yet. They can't take a full body shot. They're not developed yet. When they're 18 and older, they should be able to take a body shot. Two reasons for that. When you get a body shot, bam. If you don't know, and we've experienced this before, we've actually had white belts beat black belts of other styles because they don't know how to react when they've been hit. They get hit and they just stand there because they've never had contact. You get hit, you know how to react to it. And again, you take that 1/4-inch pad and hitting like that, that makes a difference, even a 1/4-inch difference, versus actually hitting a bone and making it contact.
So you're not pulling the punch or the kick?
No, it's full contact to the body. Not to the face because, it'd be over too quick. You can only get hit bare foot and bare knuckle to the face so many times. But the body should be able to take it.
Those guys in the movies take a lot of it.
That's movies. You can do anything you want in the movies. I can jump 15 feet high, 2 off a trampoline in the movies and make it look like I'm flying over trees. But that's Hollywood. This is the real world.
Okay, Dan, let's talk a little bit about the schools you have going. How long have you been in operation? You now have 2 of them going right now?
2 dojos. My first dojo up in Atlanta in 1976.
And a great facility in here you have to use.
Yes, it is. I rent it from the Park District.
Well, you brought up a very interesting topic when you said that it's never been about the money. I know it never has been for you. And have you seen a big change in that society-wise that it has become about the money?
A horrible change. Completely horrible. It was never meant to be a money-making business, but there is opportunities to make a lot of money real quick in it. But we have remained traditional and stayed the course. You send your child to my class, pay me a month's lessons. He doesn't like it, and that's fine. You're not obligated to keep paying me for another year or 2. There are no contracts.
And that's meeting twice a week, right?
Yes, twice a week. Class starts at 7 to 8:30 for adults. You get here at 6:30. Black belts will work with you for a half hour. Black belts work with you for a half hour after that. So you can actually have 1.5, 2.5 hours training in one night if you chose. Yes, you mentioned about the money. There's also places we have seminars, clinics. We have a summer camp out at Kickapoo Park every summer. We train all day, then we have a cookout afterwards. I buy the hamburger and meat and the buns, and everybody else brings a dish to pass. There's no fee for that. There's no fee for any of our clinics or trainings. There are people who, they will have a 2-hour seminar, and of course I'm Mr. Big Shot, and they will charge anywhere between $50 per person with a minimum of 50 people. And you can do the arithmetic real quick. To $150 for 2 hours. That's outrageous. I don't understand why people pay it. It's, like, if they're going to charge that kind of money, they better teach me how to fly. Because I just personally don't believe anybody's worth that kind of money. Keep the money out of it, and you have good, clean techniques. For example, our test fees are still cheap, very cheap. We test only every 4 months for lower ranks. If you're not ready in that 4-month time, you wait 4 more months. So you have to push yourself, knowing I just can't test whenever. You have a deadline to meet. If you don't meet it, you wait 4 more months to test. And if I have, say, $50 a test or $65 per test, my truck payment's due. Well, I've got 10 people here. They're not ready to test, but dang, it'd be nice to make that truck payment. Boom, 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 you got your belt. No. You have to earn your belt. That's why you keep everything cheap and down, and you have pure karate.
And if that's what you want, when you do the math there, which I'm a little slow, but I did the math there, that comes to about $5 every time you come out here and work out for the 2 hours?
Oh, I don't know. I've never stopped and broke it down, but it's very reasonable. I know it is. But we like I've said it. And one other thing I mentioned, there's a guy locally in Central Illinois. He talks about he's promoted 600 people to black belt and he's been teaching less than me. I promoted 50 since 1976. That's not a whole lot of people, but every one of those belts were earned, and those people are proud of their belts.
And he's saying that he's done 600 in less time?
Yes, that's a whole lot of people. Personally, I'd be embarrassed, but when you're involved with the money, that's what happens. My people stand proud because they've earned it.
And 50, that's a huge credit to you. There's only been 50 that have went through there.
They've made black belt since 1976.
Can you name them all?
I could.
I was putting you on the spot there a little bit.
Which again makes you and the black belt rank still an elite rank within the Yoshikai system. One, there's only 2 Yoshikai Alliance dojos in Illinois, which puts you in an elite position. And even as a black belt, puts you is earned as an elite position. We had most important part of your training in Yoshikai from day one is your attitude. We don't care how tough you are, how much money you have. You walk in here, you remain humble, you abide by our rules. Your attitude is most part of your training. There was a guy down in Williamsville, I went to meet him. He'd been in martial arts for 30 years. Purposely, I walked up there and introduced myself, see what he would do. He stayed seated. He did not stand up and introduce himself, shake my hand. That's a breach of etiquette. So I let it go. But while I'm talking to him, he interrupted me. Again, another breach of etiquette. I said, the guy's got to go. 30 years, he should know better. We do not tolerate that. And yes, this is not a daycare center. My children, the children in my class come here, they leave karate people. They come here, they're karate people. They don't play. We don't play games. If you want to play games, go home and play games. This is a traditional Japanese dojo. You have to be serious. If you're not serious, a self-defense situation is a serious situation. Is it not?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. And if you're used to playing and giggling, and somebody actually comes up to you and cracks you upside the head, and you're going, no, it doesn't work that way. I broke my heart to watch that girl who was 11 years old just grabbed her hand and being led away by some guy. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I thought, that's so sad. If she had some good training, she possibly could have gotten away and it could have been avoided. But like I said, and when we test, we still test traditionally. We wear our kamas, those skirts, black skirts, dress, whatever you want to call them. Some guys call them dresses, but
I'm not going to say that in here right now.
Traditionally, you wear those at testings. We have a table up here. I sit in the center, black belts all around. They come up one at a time and test. Yes, even children. Because that is a stress situation, is it not?
Absolutely.
It's very stressful. When you're a little kid or even adult, you're looking at 8, 10 black belts in front of you and you're going, oh my gosh. And we do that on purpose. If you can't handle your technique under this stress, how can you handle the technique under the stress situation in self-defense? That's why we do that. We're not mean. We're just serious. We feel everybody, and I've always had nothing but good reports of my students defending themselves. They've never started it, but they've always walked away.
I know that, I'm good friends with Jeff Milam, yes. and he was a black belt years ago, and I noticed that about him. Jeff never walked around like he was a tough guy. Now, I knew he could finish a few things if something happened, but he never came across as arrogant or I'm going to start anything or anything like that.
Well, that goes. These are our dojo beliefs. Train seriously with heart and soul, etiquette, courtesy, and respect. Remain humble, avoid self-conceit. Strive for perfection of character. Persevere in all tasks. Practice these beliefs in dojo in daily life. These 5 are nice. But if you come in here and practice and walk out that dojo, what good does it do you? You have not developed any character at all. So that's why the 6th one is practice them in the dojo and on the street, which is, I talked earlier about character development. They should be recognized. The character of a karate person should be humble, polite, and respectful, which on the back of my uniform, see those 2 symbols?
Yes.
This is an N-tie, symbol on the back of all Yoshikai people, Alliance people. The nin, the top character, stands for patience. The bottom part is strength. Together in Japanese, that means perseverance. So the nin tai, which is a perseverance symbol, is what we practice. Patience and strength.
And you have always had great patience, I know that.
I don't know. I've tried.
And you are a bricklayer by day, correct?
Yes, by trade.
And that's how you make those truck payments and everything, right?
Yes, it is. If the businessman looks at my books, he would shake his head and go, I can't believe this.